Morning guys, I'm back. I'm doing another video regarding an orchid that has bloomed for me for the first time. And that orchid is one over there. It's a Phalaenopsis parishii, which I purchased from Louisiana Orchid Connection in December 1st, 2022. That's actually the day it arrived. So I just want to show you guys where it's located at in my grow tent. So it's in the mid area, and right beside it would be yeah, there you can see thermometer states 73 Fahrenheit and 79% humidity. It's around 80, 81 earlier. I just opened the grow tent about 10 minutes ago. So let me pull it off from its mount there, and then I'll talk more about it. Alright, so I took it off from the mount there because it's hard to do a video if it's placed over there. So just took it and yeah, put this plant over here. So yeah, it is the Phalaenopsis parishii from Louisiana Orchid Connection. I thought when I purchased this, they were talking about on the website that it will be a seedling and it will take maybe a couple more years before it blooms. But when I received this specimen, it came in with this mount only, and as you can see, this mount is actually rotting. So obviously this orchid has been on this mount for a while now, maybe couple years already, and I received a mature plant. I'm not complaining. What I did though is this is a mount, a wood mount from one of Andy's orchids. Yeah, from one of the orchids I purchased from Andy's Orchids, which I potted and basically just used fishing line and just stuffed it in there. Put a bit more sphagnum moss in between to take up that space and allow more moisture. And ever since I got this plant, and I'll show you a picture when I receive it, this plant just thrived. When I receive it, the leaves look like this. More likely this is algae growing on the leaves, and I mean, it's the way I see it is when they grew this plant, it is in a very high humidity, and it could have been watered more often. And yeah, you can see here moss growing on the wood. So from what I understand, this plant is from the like Himalayas area, India, I think somewhat in China, and it's a miniature. And from what I've read also, it's one of those progenitor species, one of those species used to hybridize, to make hybrids that that we see right nowadays. That is mass-produced. I think a lot of those mass-produced hybrids are coming from Taiwan, and then shipped to the US, and that is what we see in the big box stores like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, a lot in HEB here in Texas. So yeah, so I'm glad I'm able to find like a pure species. I do have like 4 hybrids from HEB. They are in my windowsill. I'll make a video about those. I made a video of those plants, and several had root rot, but just like any hybrids, they made them tough, tolerant, and they survived. But back to this plant, it is again a miniature. Let me grab a $1/4 so I can show the scale of how big this plant is. All right, so here's a $1/4, and I'll just show you how small this plant is. Here's the flower, and yeah, so it's really cute. And let me just see if I can do a close-up here. All right, there you go. So I can already see some features of these plants on a lot of hybrids, in one of my hybrids, and also the hybrids that I see over at the big stores like HEB. That purple purple color labellum. I think is one of the most sought after look when they made this hybrid. Obviously, they want there's the smaller, they call it the teacup orchids, and they could have gotten from here. And also during my research, I also found that there are several miniature Phalaenopsis species. So it's one of the things that I'm looking forward to collect in the future. But back to again to this plant, you can see here let me just get one thing here, the labellum. I've reviewed my the orchid flower parts, so let me see here. Yeah, this is the purplish labellum, and an all white like the sepals, and the petals all white, and then at the center, really cool, you will see the purple spots there. So I did this video today because the other flower, another bud bloomed, opened up for me. I was hoping that more would open, but I don't think well, since this is the first time it bloomed for me, I'm not sure how long the this first flower will last. It opened up for me like last week, so but it's long-lived, I can say, compared to like some of the my Restrepias. They take a couple of days and they drop already. So there's a lot of care guides online. Definitely, it depends on your conditions, and again, in my conditions, and I showed you earlier, it's high. The grow tent has consistent high humidity, so this guy grew like non-stop. I've seen new leaves, new roots, even during winter where I don't water too much, and the light, the daylight, or the LED grow lights are turned off in like after 8 hours. Obviously it's spring, so it's around 10 to 11 hours now, or close to 12 hours. And yeah, right now I water it every other day, and that's it. Then it started to produce those spikes and bloom for me. Nothing much really in terms of care, because again, this is one of the advantages of having a grow tent. I have consistent humidity, lighting, temperature, airflow because of the fans, and then the watering schedule that I have. So I can't really speak for hobbyists who have this plant in a windowsill or in a greenhouse, because those will be really different in terms of the growing conditions. But yeah, very exciting, because again, I just saw this in Louisiana Orchid Connection. I was really want to purchase like bulbophyllums and like a vanda at the time, and I saw this plant, and it was priced very like I think it was $16, so it wasn't bad. And decided to get one. So yeah, another close up here before I go. Phalaenopsis parishii, and I would have to say, if you have consistent lighting, temperature, humidity, airflow, this is an easy to grow plant. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you, and have a good one. Please hit like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Bye.